IndianaSRN is on the air. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to West 21st Street in Indianapolis, as tonight we bring you high school boys basketball action. Our matchup tonight features the visiting Triton Central Tigers and the host squad, the Covenant Christian Warriors. Tonight's game is sponsored by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? Bertner Electric provides quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker 374. We're second to none in quality and performance. Clean Slate. Inspired innovation that moves business forward. Piper Logistics. From warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Watch the best Division III basketball on IHSAA.tv, where you always have a front row seat. Our team of producer Greg Smith, cameraman Daniel Thacker, and my partner Zach Irvin. This is Clark Chafin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Zach, we got a really nice ball game tonight. We got a couple of teams that are really playing well, and as far as the season progresses, it's also the last month of the season. If you think about it, the calendar just turned February 1st. What's kind of going through a mind here, of a coach's mind here at the end of the season, gearing up towards sectional time?
Yeah, I think at this stage of the season, both teams have kind of developed an identity. They know what they have to work with going into the end of the season. So at this point, it's just about refining, smoothing out some of those rough edges, and making sure that you're ready to go for a tourney run.
It should be a fun and exciting game as we take a look even at the standings. These two teams are very closely matched. Let's dive into the Triton Central Tigers on the season, leading a 13-4 record, winners of 6 of their last 7 games, and head coach Mark James, 42nd year coaching. That's impressive in itself. Over 600 wins, including a state championship at Ben Davis in 2017. He's also had stops at Franklin Central and Perry Meridian. He brings a lot of experience. Kind of, Zach, what are your thoughts of Triton Central heading into this contest?
His resume is okay, I guess.
It's a little all right. It's all right.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. He's always looking for his teams to improve, and he's going to be nitpicky with things that he's looking for. But they're a young team. They're led by underclassmen. Their 3 leading scorers are sophomores and juniors. So I think if you're looking at this point of the season being 13-4, 4 games remaining, you're pretty happy if you're Coach James. Even if he wouldn't admit it, he's always just trying to get better. But for Triton Central, it's been a heck of a year so far. They'll look to keep things rolling.
Tries to always find that edge for his team. You know, Triton's in the middle of the second of 4 road games. Offensively, they average 52 points a contest, only giving up 41, partly because of their style of play, which you'll get into. 12 turnovers. What I was impressed when I look at their statistics, 73% from the free throw line, so they're able to take advantage in knocking down those shots from the charity stripe. You have 3 players, as you mentioned, that really do the bulk of the scoring. Eli Sego's a 6-foot sophomore, averages 17 a game. He's more the scorer. The post play of Silas Blair at 6'5", averages 13 points a contest and leads the Tigers in rebounds at 4.6. And Max Cruz, another 6-foot sophomore point guard, leads the team from the perimeter, averages 8 a game and 3.4 assists per contest. Zach, what are some keys for Triton Central as they go on to face Covenant Christian tonight?
Yeah, the MO of a Mark James coach team is they're going to run methodical offense. They're going to run their motion sets, and they're just going to make smart plays. So throughout the game, they're going to look to play smart, look to draw out. They'll run a 1.5-minute, 2-minute possession if they have to. Running their stuff is going to be key for them. I think also with a young team, I look for them to play like a young team, but in the way that a young team would play positively. So What I mean by that, they want to be brash, they want to be aggressive, and play without fear, but Coach James will look to rein that in a little bit and just get the most out of that young bravado that they'll have with the sophomore leading the way scoring. And then finally, they don't really know what they're going to get out of Covenant Christian. They like to mix things up.
They do.
So I think they're going to come out and kind of feel out this first half, just see what Covenant Christian has to give them. And then ultimately, if it's a fast-paced game, they'll look to slow that down and really kind of impose their will on the pace of play. If they can do all that, they'll feel like they're in good shape.
42 years of coaching, probably not a whole lot that Coach James hasn't seen. They'll throw the kitchen sink at him. Hey, we'll step aside for a short break and come back. We'll take a glance at Covenant Christian and meet their impact players as well. It's the Tigers and the Warriors on IndianaSRN.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Well, welcome back to Andrew Smith Court at Covenant Christian High School for tonight's contest between Triton Central and Covenant Christian. Fans, we want to let you know that this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Zach, Covenant Christian looks to bounce back after a Tuesday night loss to Purdue Poly Inglewood 54-66. They're led by head coach Scott Flatt. Coach Flatt is in his 19th season, so some seasoned veteran coaches on the sidelines tonight. He has over 220 career wins. They've got 7 games left on their schedule, 5 of them at home. They average 56 points per game. They give up 54 points per contest. So, again, as you teased a little bit earlier, they're not afraid to press. They're not afraid to mix up their defensive coverages and try to throw and keep an offensive team or the opposing team off balance. What's your impressions of the Warriors?
Yeah, Coach Flatt, he really can run a lot of different styles with this team. Sometimes they like to go up tempo, get out and run. Sometimes they'll slow it down. I think they're just going to also kind of feel out the first half of this game. They'll come out with some kind of game plan that'll be revealed to us early. We're not quite sure what it'll be, but they know they have options, that they have different things that they can do, and they'll look to find something that's successful against this Coach James, Coach Triton Central team.
You know, that balance, one thing I think of when I look at Covenant Christian, they have 5 guys averaging 6 points or more. They got 6 guys that have shot the ball at least 60 times. So you don't know one person really to game plan for. If you look individual-wise, Neff Farrell's averaging 9 points and provides some good post presence, averages 4 rebounds. Nathan Crane, another post player, 8 points per game and 4 rebounds. You got Devin Rudolph at 7 points. Paxton Bacon's at 7 points. He's a 3-point kind of specialist. Joe Midla can get into the lane and cause some havoc. He's averaging 52% from the field goal. Covenant brings a lot of problems. Zach, what do you think they need to do to win this contest?
Yeah, so I think if they were going just from scratch, you would see that Triton Central wants to slow things down. So if you're Covenant Christian, you have the opportunity to speed things up. You'd like to control tempo in that way. So I think they'll look to get out and go up and down the court a little bit, make this a high possession game. That would favor them. If they can't speed things up because Triton Central is taking control and slowing things down, then they just need to be efficient. You hit on it. They can go, they play about 13 guys, but they have multiple scorers. Laughlin, Farrell, Bacon, Crane, those are 4 seniors. I think one of them needs to step up and have a good game tonight. be an X factor if they're going to be successful. And then free throws. Both teams are good free throw shooting teams. If Covenant Christian can keep that theme, get to the line, but knock down those shots, I think they'll be in good shape tonight.
Take advantage of those opportunities at the charity stripe. If you look at these two schedules, Covenant's had a harder schedule. I figured out the winning percentage. Covenant's opponents, it's a 58% winning percentage to Triton Central's 41, so that's 7 There you have the starting lineups for both teams. The Tigers will go with Collier, Kraus, Seago, Hall, and Blair. And they'll be wearing their road green uniforms, while Covenant Christian will go with Laughlin, Farrell, Bacon, Crane, and Crane. The law firm of Crane and Crane starting for Covenant Christian. Zach, let's get ready for tip-off. It's going to be a fun one.
Can't wait for an exciting game. One of the matchups I'm excited to see tonight down low, you mentioned the law firm, Crane and Crane. The big fella, Nathan Crane. I want to see who Triton Central matches up against him and how impactful Nathan Crane is able to be inside on the offensive end. One of the things to look for tonight early.
Covenant in the man-to-man half-court defense to start out. Pull-up jumper by Seago is good, and off to a good start is Eli Seago.
Good sign for Triton Central. If Seago gets some early baskets to fall, look out. He could have a big evening.
Always good for a shooter to see that first one go through the net. Get a good feeling for the rest of the night. It's Triton Central in the half-court man-to-man. Defender falls down, wide open three by Mark Crane is no good, and Triton on the push. Kraus holds it over his head, skip past to Collier. Three by Blair on the other side, long, rebound. Johnny on the spot is Sam Collier for two. Triton up 4-0.
Yeah, and that rebound bounced off. Nathan Crane just not quite able to corral it.
Just a little of those longer shots from behind the three-point line. He's going to produce longer rebounds. Just got over his outstretched hands as Laughlin in a corner for three. That one's long. Taken out of there and rebound by Gal. Triton Central pushes. There's a nice fake and drive baseline. Blair hits a cutter, and that's Max Kraus, and sharing the sugar is Triton Central. Three guys on the board, and they lead now 6-0.
Really nice vision on that pass and a really nice cut from Max Kraus. You'll see a lot of back cuts tonight from Triton Central.
And a moving screen called on Covenant Christian. That'll be team foul number 1. And just the efficiency right out of the bat, Zach, for this Triton Central offense.
It looks like they're making a concerted effort to just take whatever the defense is giving them versus trying to play a slowed down style. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect, but I think if you're Triton Central, they're showing early, okay, we can play a little up-tempo, and we're just going to take whatever we get.
Foul on Nathan Crane on that screen and gives the Tigers the ball. Seago on top as they reverse it around the perimeter. Sagging man-to-man defense by the Warriors. Skip pass to Kraus. Collier will drive, little one-handed off the rim, no good. And taken out of there by Nathan Crane. Here comes Covenant Christian. Up top is Bacon. Now in the corner for three. Third one from that spot. And it has not been lucky for the Warriors. Seago pushes. Good transition defense. Collier stopped. And Triton Central will reset. There's a drive from the wing. Cut off, good help side by Crane. Skip past Seago, 2 dribbles to his left, and good. Eli Seago, his second field goal, and a timeout is taken. And it'll be taken by Covenant Christian, a 30-second timeout. Officially human, our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Thanks to our officials, for without them, we don't play. Sportsmanship is everyone's job, and we'd also like you to unleash the power and passion on IndianaSRN. Always have a front row seat. Contact us at sales@indianasrn.org. We can discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that maximizes your brand and exposure. We are Central Indiana's sports leader. Zach, 8-0 right out of the gate for Triton Central.
Yeah, something early I noticed on the Triton Central offensive end. Covenant, you mentioned they're playing that man-to-man, sagging off a little bit, but what Triton is doing and taking advantage of is they're making the swing pass over the top, getting a hard closeout, and then it's been Seago twice, been able to dribble, knock down a mid-range. They're just getting a lot of open looks off of some hard closeouts. They're going to have to adjust. Covenant is on the other end, but a nice three-point shot to get things going for them.
Little inside-out action. Paxton Bacon knocks down the 3 and gets Covenant on the board. Maybe see some changes in this defensive scheme by Coach Flatt if the lead increases. There's some good help by Crane, but Triton Central comes up with a loose ball. And they'll say he was out of bounds with Silas Blair.
And they got away with it there, but again, it was that compressed defense inside. The ball gets kicked out, and they close out hard. That Triton Central ball handler is able to get into the lane and penetrate that defense. Covenant needs to look to shut that down and slow this Triton Central offense down a little bit.
Nice basket cut by Nathan Crane. Reverse pivot, too strong. The Tigers with the rebound. Blair in transition. Collier. Although we'll look to reverse the basketball. Kraus. Patient offense in this set. Kraus will use the screen. Cut off nicely by Mark Crane. Like how the action flows from one side of the court to the other.
And this is really what Triton Central likes to do. They like to run long offensive possessions, no hurry, and good shot there. Knocked down that time.
Sam Collier in the corner.
Thank you, Sam Collier on the board.
His second bucket. Lead back up to 8. Here's Neff Farrell. Leading scorer, hasn't had a shot yet for the Warriors. Mark Crane drives and kicks. Bacon thought about a 3. He'll swing it to the other side. Farrell will step back. No good. Bacon gets the long rebound. Can't finish. Crane inside with the offensive board and will go to the line.
I really liked that offensive possession a lot better from Covenant Christian, too. First few possessions, they were getting some okay looks, but early in their possessions. This time they work the ball around, get it to the open shooter. It doesn't go down, but they crash the boards. There's the big fella, Nathan Crane, to clean things up underneath. He'll go to the line.
61% free throw shooter is Crane. As he hits the first, that foul was on Silas Blair. And that's his first foul. Team foul number 1. Sam Kemper, the 5'10 senior, checks in for the Tigers. Crane second. And off the back iron, no. Seago gets the rebound. And stolen right away. Here comes Covenant in transition. Laughlin up top, Neff. High-low pass to Crane, and he's got it for 2.
Nice play, nice finish from Crane inside. Really good possession again from Covenant.
11-6, 2.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Henry Kemper's also checked in. Henry and Sam Kemper. Blair from the elbow. Nice decision by Silas Blair. Had the three, but took the extra dribble to get the easier shot.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of confusion there on defense. No closeout, and he takes a step in, knocks down the mid-range.
Inside again to Crane, who's able to carve out some space, but the weak side a little late getting there, and it's a foul. It'll be Triton Central's second foul. And the foul is on Max Kraus. Substitutions for the Warriors. Looks like number 35 checking in, Sam Ware.
Yeah.
And also Mel Granberry.
No doubt at that first timeout, 8-0 lead. Nice finish again from Nathan Crane, but there's no doubt there was an emphasis on, hey, let's get some better shots, and that starts with getting the ball inside. They've gone inside now 3 or 4 times since that timeout, and it's starting to pay off.
13-8. Boy, Crane just has really soft hands and strong hands, able to control that last pass as the drive cut off nicely by Midla. Triton working it around the perimeter. Kraus over to Henry Kemper. Triton just going to be patient. They're going to get what they want. And that's well schooled. And a nice drive and a take to the basket. Max Kraus saw the lane open, and that patience kind of let the defense lull to sleep a little bit there.
Really nice finish. You said it. You hit it right on the head. It's nice patience. They're in no hurry. They're fine with multiple minute possessions if need be. And again, the big fella Crane inside at the other end. But, yeah, Triton Central will work that all night long.
Crane with his 7th point, 7 of their 10, and a 30-second timeout. Let us tell you about Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. It offers traditional food like Grandma used to make. A great staff and even better food. Check us out Wednesday through Sunday or call ahead at 317-760-1640. Thank you to Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. 1 minute left. Zach, Triton Central ball. You think the patience that they have, they may work this all the way down to get the last shot?
I think it's possible. They're going to go this first 20 seconds here. If they don't get something quick, which in the Coach James playbook would be either a wide open 3 or a back cut layup, they don't see that, they're going to be fine holding for 1.
You know, one thing about having patience and reversing that basketball on that 20 passes, so to speak, right, it just gives the defense a chance to, you're going to take advantage as soon as they mess up and fall asleep on a cut or fall down, or in that case Blair gets to the paint. Nice block by Sam Ware. And it turns it over as Seago gets the pass. And they'll slow it down. Kraus tries to drive on Sam Ware, cut off in a blocking foul. Sam Ware couldn't beat him to the spot. That'll be Covenant's second team foul.
Now you're exactly right, though, on the motion offense. Part of the beauty is the longer you run your set and the longer that possession goes, the more the defense is going to press. When you have an offense that has back cuts, back screens, you're inclined to take advantage of that up-pressing defense and get a lot of layups on the back door.
It really tests your discipline as a defense and also your communication level. So raking around the perimeter again.
It does, and here I would expect to see one shot here. They're just pretty much going to pass it around top.
A little bit of a weave. Blair, shot fake. Seago with it. They'll probably go around 8 seconds, you think, Zach?
I think they'll go around 8, yeah. Give themselves a chance to get a shot off around 2 or 3 and possibly get an offensive rebound.
Not a bad foul by Joe Midla that doesn't put him at the free throw line. It's only his first foul, so 7 seconds. 6.9 to be exact here in quarter number 1. Midla with his first foul.
We've already seen Seago hit a couple pull-up jumpers. That seems to be something he's comfortable doing. Let's see if he pulls up here.
And another foul on Midla as he runs right through the screen set by Sam Kemper. Again, not going to hurt you because you take 3 seconds off the clock, 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know that one was intentional, but they'll take it.
Right.
Because, yeah, that's going to chop up this final possession and make this a tougher shot for Triton Central.
Little screen to screener. Step through, and it's blocked by Ware, and that'll do it for quarter number 1. Covenant Christian trails Triton Central by a score of 15-10 on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Welcome back to Andrew Smith Court here at Covenant Christian High School. Clark Chafin, Zach Irvin, Greg Smith, and Daniel Thacker bringing you tonight's action as we get ready to the second quarter. Zach, kind of thoughts is after quarter number 1.
Yeah, Triton Central up 5 after 1. Couple of keys we said before the game. Triton Central wanted to impose their will, run their stuff. Check, they are doing that. They're running their stuff when they want to and keeping this game at their pace. Then also stopping transition, turning it into a low possession game. Wasn't as necessary, but as we got into the back half of that first quarter, things started to slow down, and Triton Central pretty much ran their offense the way they wanted to. So we'll see if that continues. I'm sure Covenant Christian will try to change some things up and see if they can't take them out of their comfort zone.
A little matchup zone here by the Tigers as they come out of this second quarter, trying to nullify the post presence of Nathan Crane, who's not in right now. Sam Ware in a corner, he'll shoot a 3, rims out, no. Rebound blocked and out of bounds. Landon Maloney had checked in. Give the senior some credit for that extra effort to get on that weak side and grab that offensive rebound. Covenant will maintain possession.
And another theme that's quickly developing here is Covenant Christian is getting some good looks from the outside. They're just going to have to knock some down. Right now they're not falling.
Nice steal and jump stop by Max Kraus as he let the defender go by. And Triton now on top by 10. Largest lead they had was 8 points. And let's see if they continue. And the other going to continue that little matchup zone. What's the difference, Zach, when you're playing a zone versus man-to-man? Are there different principles or different communication points that you're trying to establish?
I've always thought the matchup zone was pretty tough to play against. In this case, because it has the man-to-man principles, it's going to give you a lot of that man feel, but there's going to be less gaps to penetrate right now as that one doesn't go. Right now, Covenant Christian, I think, needs to try to penetrate those gaps a little bit more, but it's the man kind of principles of that man zone, if you will, that's making that difficult to see and recognize.
Do you run your man-to-man offense or zone offense against the matchup zone?
I think you should run your zone offense, but see what you can get. Right now, they're getting some good looks. They're just not falling. I think both sides are happy with the way that's going. As long as Covenant can make a couple shots, they might be able to get them out of the zone.
Here, all the back cut by the Tigers, and it's executed beautifully. Seago with the basket. And the biggest lead now at 9 at 19-10. Sam Ware up top. This is Bryce Harris who checked in the game. And Kraus gets his hand in the passing lane for a deflection.
So what's deceiving is the ball is up top, those defenders are extending out. When it goes down into the corner, they're just dropping down into the lane, creating the illusion that you're open out top, but also taking away those driving lanes.
Inside ball deflected.
There it
Another
is.
steal. The change of defense has caused some problems. Collier up top to Seagoat. Shot fake by Kraus. Nice bounce pass and finish by Taggart Gal. And a timeout by the Warriors, as it's a nice little run of 6-0 by Triton Central in this beginning of this second quarter. Wheeler Mission, for 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. They provide help and hope and healing to people in need. Volunteer today at Wheeler Mission and call at 317-686-6239. Thank you to Wheeler Mission. Zach, a 6-0 run to start the quarter for the Tigers.
Another great start to a quarter by Triton Central. They changed up the defense. Again, that zone causing problems for Covenant Christian. At the other end, it's the same thing playing out. Covenant just closing out a little bit too hard on the outside. Triton Central is penetrating. They're getting to the rim and dropping it off either to an open cutter or somebody's making a back cut on the opposite side, and they're finding them right now for the open layups.
And a lot of Covenant's turnovers are those live ball turnovers where Triton Central is able to get out then in transition and get some easy looks and easy baskets.
Yeah, and Covenant went the first 3 minutes there without Crane in the middle. That timeout, I think, was to talk about things that were going on, but also to get the big fellow back in.
Nathan Crane, 7 of their 10 points in quarter number 1. Back in there. See him at the high post. Ware back cuts over top to Laughlin to Neff Farrell as they're working around the perimeter. Farrell over to Mark Crane. Drive left. Laughlin on the back cut, loses it going up, but he'll say he's fouled. Jamison Laughlin, the senior, will, I believe, go to the charity stripe as that foul is on number 23, Eli Seago. That's his first.
And I like that play a lot from Laughlin, putting some pressure on the Triton Central defense, not being content to just pass the ball around the outside. This time he penetrated baseline, forced the defense to make some kind of play, and he gets to the line for 2.
Well, and Zach, like you said, they attacked the middle of that zone, and that's where you're most vulnerable. And they were able, because that zone collapsed, find a cutting Laughlin. And he hits the first 2 points of the quarter for the Warriors. Seago between the legs, over to Blair. Up top to Kraus. Thought about it. Blair gets it. And the patience now of the Tigers. Kraus will shoot it this time, and it's in. Max Kraus having himself an excellent first half. Came in averaging just 8 points. Already is well above that.
Boy, and I tell you, that's textbook Triton Central possession there, just patient. He had that shot that he made available to him 2 other times in the possession. He worked it around, though, to teammates to see if he could get a better look, and he did, and then he knocked it down.
Laughlin can't connect on anything, an air ball there. It goes out of bounds. Triton Central basketball as Sam Kemper checks back in.
Laughlin, good look there, just didn't go.
Here come the Tigers on the offensive attack. Blair over to Collier. Takes the baseline. Nice quick first step and one. Sam Collier gets to the basket easily. And will be at the free throw line for Triton Central's first free throw attempt of the game.
Yeah, and Mark Crane there clapping his hands after the foul gets called. He knows you never want to give up that baseline drive. Good finish and good move.
Collier misses the free throw. 26-12. Neff Farrell. Back to a man-to-man defense now for Triton Central. Mark Crane drives. Neff Farrell thought about a three. Good closeout. Mark Crane with a little floater is good. The junior able to drop the teardrop in.
Really nice action there. Worked it around outside. Got a nice little ball screen. Nobody stepped over to help. And Crane was able to finish with a little floater. Good touch.
That's a tough shot.
Really tough shot. And he was moving to his left for a righty. That's a tough shot to make, and he made it look easy.
Kraus got caught in the air, belled out. They'll skip it over to Collier. Drives baseline again. Nice rotation, though, by Nathan Crane, and they come up with a steal. 2-on-1. Neff Farrell and one.
Beautiful finish. Nice find. And he's going to the line to finish what he hopes is a three-point play.
Neff Farrell, you see a little 2-on-1, something you practice every day. I'll give credit, though, to Nathan Crane for that right position on defense and to save it.
Yeah, great save. Gets transition going, and that's been lacking for Covenant, too, so far in this first half. They just haven't been able to get out and run very much. If they can force some missed shots and get some turnovers, they definitely want to get out and run a little bit and get some easier finishes. Nice play there.
Kraus on top. 9 points already. Good help there by Laughlin on defense. So important for this Covenant Christian in a man-to-man to be able to see both the ball and your man. As the ball swings from one side of the court to the other, then that's where all the action is going to come. Blair drives, can't get it to go, and he'll be called for a foul as he tried to get the rebound.
A little bit of a force on that shot. Blair got inside. The defender was in pretty good position, so just kind of forced that jump shot. He'll talk about it, I'm sure, in this timeout.
Another timeout lets us tell you about Boilermaker Local 374. We represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Start your career with the Boilermakers Union Local 374. Call us at 219-845-1000. That's 219-845-1000. Thank you to Boilermaker Local 374. 152 left here in quarter number 2. Zach, Triton Central lead to 10.
It leads to 10, but Covenant has made some progress, chipping away a little bit the last few possessions. The key is playing a little bit better on the defensive end. They've really shut down some of those good looks from Triton Central. That has led to some transition, a nice finish at one end for an and-one opportunity. They've gotten some better looks. So 10-point lead for Triton Central, but Covenant is also feeling good about the direction of this game here the last couple minutes.
That foul was on Simon Blair. That's his second. And he'll go to the bench probably for the rest of the half. And immediately Nathan Crane goes to work. And now the lead into single digits.
And I'd expect to see Triton Central run a really methodical possession here. 1:30. You're not quite in one-shot mode yet, but you're in, let's see what we get this first 30 seconds and then think about one shot, especially with Covenant getting a little bit of momentum going into the end of the second quarter.
Kraus with the ball. Over to Gavin Morgan, who's in the game for the Tigers. Kraus shot fake, 2 dribbles, nice pass. Can't get it to fall, but gets his own rebound, and Gal can't make it, drop it in there. Here comes Mark Crane.
Shame he couldn't get it to fall because that was a nice play. Oh, Crane at the other end, also a great look. Won't go.
Up and under, too strong. And they'll call a travel as they pull the chair out of Kraus. Violation will give the ball back to Covenant Christian with 39.4 seconds remaining before halftime.
It's the first time in the game we see a little bit of pace both ways, back and forth here at the end of the second quarter. See if Covenant goes one shot here.
Foul by Sam Kemper, not a bad foul. It'll be team foul number 4. Kemper's first. Mark Crane will inbound the basketball for the Warriors. Midla inside. Left shoulder, power move by Nathan Crane, another bucket, and it's down to 6.
Boy, that's a nice finish inside. Catches back to the basket, takes that left foot pivot. Nice little right-hand shot. Uses the glass. Thing of beauty.
Henry Kemper with the ball. Over to Kraus. 2 seconds. Knocked away, and that'll do it for the first half of action as Triton Central goes to the halftime locker room with a 26-20 lead. But Zach, how about this? Covenant ends on an 8-0 run when was on a 14-point lead at 26-12. It's cut to 26-20 here at halftime. How did they do it?
Well, it was looking pretty bleak there for a minute, but how they did it is they started playing better on the defensive end. They started getting some stops. They started getting in front of the man in the basket, getting rebounds and getting out in transition. They got a couple baskets that way. Then towards the end of the half, they were able to find the big man Crane again inside. He's been pretty much unstoppable for them and a go-to player for them. If they can find him, they'll be feeling good about the second half.
Back and forth first half, Triton Central took the lead 8-0 and kind of held it the way and kind of kept that lead throughout. But again, a good response there by Covenant after being down 14. We'll take a short break. We'll come back and get you some halftime stats and get ready for second half action. It's Triton Central 26, Covenant Christian 20 on IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
To Covenant Christian High School. Covenant Christian trailing Triton Central by a halftime score of 26-20. Let's take a look at some of the stats for both of these teams. First, for Triton Central, balanced scoring for the Tigers. They're led by Max Kraus. Kraus with 9 points, including 1 3-pointer. Sam Collier has 7 points with a 3-pointer. 6 points for Eli Seagoat, leading scorer for the Tigers at 6. Taggart Gow with 2 points, and Silas Blair with 2 points. And Covenant Christian scoring goes like this. Leading the way for the Warriors is Nathan Crane. Crane with 11 points. Mark Crane with 2 points. Paxton Bacon with a 3-pointer. He has 3 points. Neff Farrell with 2 points. And Jamison Laughlin with 2 points on 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. As we take a look at these teams, and we've talked in the pregame show about how not a whole lot of games left on their schedule before it's sectional time, as we're now February 1st. Does that kind of guide us through the remaining schedule for both these teams?
Yeah, so Triton Central, you mentioned it pregame. They've only got 4 games left after this. They're going to go to Indianapolis Ritter and to Monrovia before finishing up with 2 home games against Beech Grove and Speedway. So a nice schedule there. They're staying with all 3A opponents to finish up the year as they get ready for their 2A sectional. But then Covenant Christian, they've still got a lot of ball left to play. 7 games after tonight. They go to North Putnam before the February 6th showdown at home with Ben Davis. That'll be exciting, having the defending state champs come into their place. Man, that'll be a heck of an environment. They play Brebeuf Jesuit after Ben Davis, another great opponent to have at home. Then they go to Lutheran. Again, man, tough opponent. And then they finish up with 2 more home games, Ritter and Bethesda Christian, before going into sectional play. So a lot of great games coming down the way for Covenant Christian as they get ready for sectional play, and they'll have a lot of excitement down the road here.
Yeah, if you look at Triton Central, there's not a team on the remaining schedule that has a winning record. Speedway right now currently at 6-8, and for Covenant, my goodness, I mean, you've already played. He's on the Tom Izzo schedule as Coach Flatt. I mean, Ben Davis, Brebeuf, and then you got Bethesda Christian, who's at a winning record at 9-7, North Putnam at 10-8. So we'll definitely prepare them for postseason play. And let's also take a look at some upcoming games on IndianaSRN. Saturday, we have a doubleheader on RHIT.TV. It's Defiance and Rose Holman. It's senior day. The women will tip off at 1 o'clock and the men at 3 o'clock. Also, on Saturday afternoon basketball, you have Bishop Chittard at Greenwood Christian Academy. The boys will play at 1:30 this Saturday on February 3rd due to the sectionals. And speaking of sectionals, we'll bring you the sectional championship game at Chittard for girls basketball. That'll tip at 7:30. And then Sunday's a special day for us here at IndianaSRN, and we're bringing you the CYO Junior High Boys Hoops at Cecina. 1 p.m. game is Santa Maria against St. Thomas. The 2 p.m. game is St. Michael at St. Matthews. The 3 p.m. game is St. Barnabas at St. Simon. And the 4 o'clock game is St. Pius against St. Malachi. So some good basketball to wrap up your weekend on Saturday and Sunday. We're going to take one more break. We'll come back. We'll get Zach's keys to the game. And second half is what adjustments Triton Central and Covenant Christian might make. It's a 6-point Triton lead at halftime on IndianaSRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Unleash the power of passion. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. Contact us at sales@indianasrn.org to discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that maximizes your brand and exposure. We are Central Indiana's sports leader. That's IndianaSRN. Clark Chafe and Zach Irvin along here at halftime. And Zach, on the strength of a little 8-0 run by Covenant Christian, cuts into that 14-point Triton Central lead. What do you see as some changes and adjustments by both teams as we get set for third quarter action.
Yeah, well, Covenant Christian, I think going into the game, I thought they needed to speed up tempo, and if they didn't speed up tempo, they needed to be efficient. Well, the game did not start fast. They were playing a slowed down version, got some good looks, they just didn't make those shots. I think as you saw them start to claw back into things towards the end of that half, it was because things started to speed up a little bit, and that opened up some better looks for them. Also, we mentioned their 4 seniors. One of them was going to need to step up and be kind of an X factor. Well, that's been Nathan Crane on the inside. If they get it into him with a clean catch, he's pretty much been unstoppable. Free throws were a key for them. They went 3 for 5. They'd like to just see their attempts go up in the first half. With Triton, they wanted to run their stuff. They did that. They pretty much kind of controlled the flow of this game, so they feel good about that. They wanted to stop transition, turn it into a low possession game, check. I think they feel good about things. We haven't called their leading scorer's name a whole lot, and Eli Seago. I think, if it was a perfect half for them coming up, they would like to see him get a little more involved and get things going. But overall, they feel good about where they're at, and they're just going to look to keep things going the way that they were in the first half.
Yeah, we know Silas Blair, the second leading scorer for Triton, has 2 fouls, and I want to say Seago might have 2 fouls as well. So let's see if they come out and with that renewed aggression here in the second half. As we get started, it's going to be Triton Central ball to start the second half, and they'll come out with their starters of Blair, Gal, Seago, Kraus, and Collier. And Covenant will go with Laughlin, Farrell, Bacon, Crane, and Crane. Seago will get the ball ready to attack as we are set for quarter number 3. Covenant back to man. 3 on the way from the wing is good. Max Kraus' second 3, and he's now in double figures with 12.
If you're Covenant, you're not expecting them to take a 3 that early in the possession, but you have to be out a little bit closer to the shooter. If he gets some daylight, he's going to let it fly, and he did, and they knocked it down.
Triton goes back to the match-up zone, trying to nullify the post-game presence of Nathan Crane. Mark Crane will shoot a 3, and he answers.
Big answer there, Mark Crane. You do not want to let Triton Central get up by much more than 7, 8, 9 points. The way they run that methodical offense, sometimes even a 6-point lead can feel like 10 or 15. They want to keep this within arm's reach.
Kraus with the ball. Neff Farrell with a hand up that time. As they work it around the perimeter. Seago with the ball screen. Uses it again, kicks it off his foot. But Triton's able to get it, and a drive by Kraus is off, but he's going to be going to the free throw line. Excellent call there by the official.
And nice drive by Kraus. He recognized he could get by his defender, and then Nathan Crane was turned around trying to find his man, allowed him to get inside with a clear lane, draws the foul.
Kraus, an 86% free throw shooter. Makes the first one, and he makes the second one. Kraus now with 14 points. Laughlin inside, Crane double teamed, kicked out to Neff Farrell for 3, straight on is good. Inside out, take advantage, and good unselfish play by Nathan Crane.
Big shot. This is shaping up to be an entertaining second half. 4 possessions, 4 scores.
Seago driving to his left. Pull-up jumper is off. Bacon in the corner. Mark Crane. Some patience here by Covenant Christian.
And that's what they're looking to find right there. They want to get Crane in a good position where he can go one-on-one against his man. And they're probably going to work it around until they feel like they can get that again.
And one thing Crane's going to have to recognize is if they bring a double, someone's going to be open. Bacon gets his own rebound and puts it back in. Paxton Bacon now with 5. and it's a one-possession game.
I counted 5 bounces on the rim there. I think that's the home court roll.
The shooter's touch from 3 feet. There's a shot up, no good. Mark Bacon with the rebound, and they'll push. Neff Farrell.
Posting up inside. Not there. Good help side there by Seago.
Inside pivot is good by Neff Farrell. And a nice cut and control. Inside pivot gave himself some space. It's down to a 1-point game.
Neff Farrell off to a nice start this third quarter. Really nice mid-range. Knocked down a shot earlier in the quarter. Starting to feel it.
On a little Triton Central flex action. And the back screen, down screen, unable to connect on that baseline cut. And Coach James wants a timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with him. Triton Central's lead now down to 1.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Covenant Christian with 10 third quarter points already has trimmed the Tiger lead down to 1, Zach. It's been an impressive third quarter for the Warriors.
Yeah, and they're just getting shots to fall. They're running their offense. I think first half they had a lot of similar good looks. They just weren't getting jump shots to fall. Now everything is falling. You're starting to see them play with a little more confidence all of a sudden within 1.
Yeah, 2 3-pointers have already dropped this quarter with only hit 1 there in the first half, and that was the first field goal of the game for him. Miscommunication, but Mark Crane was able to get his hands on it. They'll restart. Neff Farrell.
Sometimes when you've been down the entire game, getting that first lead too can be kind of freeing in a sense.
Getting over that hump.
Oh man, you know getting a score here would be huge for Covenant.
Laughlin thought about a 3. He'll drive this time. Neff Farrell into a cutting Paxton Bacon. Goes to his strong shoulder. Scoop it with the right hand for Paxton Bacon. And the lead now to Covenant Christian.
We were just talking about him over the break. If he starts to get going, look out.
Seago with it. Gets the ball screen. Now he'll try the other side. Blair in the corner. He's been quiet. The intensity picking up by the Warrior defense. Laughlin cuts off Seago. Kraus. Bacon tries to get it. Here's a steal by Nathan Crane down the court. Can't get it. Goes back up and misses that one. Oh, what a tough break by Covenant Christian.
There's a lid on the basket. How did one of those not fall?
And it's behind the back pass to try to save the overpass. Goes back out of bounds, and it'll be Covenant ball under their own basket. Oh, what a tough break by Nathan Crane.
What I think he needed to do was just go up strong on the initial take. He got underneath the basket. I don't think he needed the shot fake. He was the biggest guy down there. Just go straight up, and he gets an easy 2, but can't fault the effort.
Still by Triton Central. Seago in transition. They swing it around the perimeter to Kemper. they'll reset down one with 2.5 to go here in quarter number 3. Little horns action for Seago. Skip pass. Kraus shot fake in the lane. Stolen away by Neff Farrell. Farrell 1-on-2. Euro step. And he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line.
You see so many of those Euro steps now in the high school game. He just slowed down nice in the lane. Kind of flails up the shot, but gets the foul, and he'll go for 2. At the other end, though, again, Covenant continuing with the theme of improved defense.
Yeah, Farrell to the free throw line. He's 0 for 1 so far, but 7 points to his credit. Now give him 8. Triton Central only scored 5 points, Zach, in this quarter.
Yeah, and they're just not being patient enough on the offensive end. They've gotten sped up a little bit, and I think Covenant in the first half was closing out really hard, especially 20, 30 seconds into a possession. Now it's not the case. They have the lead. They've relaxed a little bit, so some of those open looks and those back cuts are a little harder to come by for Triton Central. So they just need to adjust and continue to be patient. That's a great look, just didn't go.
Nathan Crane with the rebound. And here come the Warriors. Granberry is checked in. Here's Mark Crane to the left.
There he is, posted up inside. They get it to him.
Nice shot fake. Blocked on the attempt, though, by Triton Central. Blair drives, cut off. Nice job of him not forcing it as here comes Seago with the ball screen. He'll pull up from 16, and that's a sweet spot. We've seen him hit a couple of those, Zach, and cuts the lead to 1.
Yeah, if they can get him going, that's going to be a key to their success. If they're going to ultimately pull out this game, really nice jump shot there. That's his 3rd one of the game where he's pulled up off the dribble. Got a nice mid-range to go.
A minute left here in quarter 3. Granberry drives. Crane loses control. Blair with the steal. It's a 2-on-1. And good defense transition by Covenant Christian. Seago for 3. No. Blair with the rebound. Up with the left hand and scores. Silas Blair gives the lead back to Triton.
Blair all hustle on the inside, cleaning it up with the left hand. Huge basket for Triton Central.
Can Covenant answer? Mark Crane down low. Tough angle to pass. Here comes Triton in transition. Blair up and scores. 2 quick baskets by Silas Blair. And now Triton has a 3-point lead with 8 seconds. Granberry drives, and there's going to be a foul on the perimeter on Sam Kemper.
Wow, and just like that, the pace picks up. Blair doing it all for Triton Central, finishing with the left, then in transition, still on the left side, he finishes with the right hand. Really nice moves.
Yeah, Joe Midla checks in the game with 5.7 seconds. Also in the game for the Warriors is Landon Maloney. Bacon, and they're going to call a loose ball foul on Gavin Morgan. That's only the 3rd team foul, so good play there by Gavin Morgan. Try to be aggressive and get a steal. They still have 1 to give with 2.3 remaining.
Yeah, this stage of the quarter, that's not a bad foul at all. You appreciate the hustle, the aggressiveness.
Farrell checks in, look for him to the baseline. Tried to throw it back in that play, but it's stolen, and that'll do it for quarter number 3, and a good one it was. Triton Central now with a 3-point lead at 37-34 on IndianaSRN.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
The Morales Group, our mission is to build better futures one story at a time. We acknowledge the whole person and their individual story. Contact them at 317-472-7600. Thank you to the Morales Group. Zach Irvin, Clark Chafin here at Covenant Christian High School. Zach, third quarter, we talked off air, some nice adjustments by Covenant Christian, but really getting some things going on the offensive end.
Yeah, they're getting some things going on the offensive end by making jump shots. They ran their stuff, got the pace to pick up a little bit. That led to some open jumpers. They were able to knock them down, get back in this ball game. They had the lead briefly, find themselves down 3 here, but all in all, a positive third quarter for Covenant.
Foul called away from the basketball on Triton Central. That'll be their first team foul, as it's going to be on Gavin Morgan. That's his second. Substitution, Sam Collier, who had 7 points there in the first half. Didn't score there in the third quarter. Checks back in. Granberry over to Neff Farrell. We'll slide it up top to Mark Crane. Crane will use the screen from Maloney. And it's an illegal screen as Maloney wasn't set.
It's a fine line between a really nice screen and what you had there, which is the illegal screen. And what he had there is what we call the chicken wing. His left arm was flailing out. The elbow caught contact. And you get that illegal screen going the other way. He had a wide base, too. You want to be a little more straight up and down.
Blair drives. 2 big steps, couldn't get it to fall. Maloney gets the carom. Get the feeling now, Zach, every possession is highly magnified in terms of a must opportunity to put points on the board.
You're absolutely right. We had some pace in that third quarter. I expect things to slow down a little bit here in the fourth, as both teams going to be ultra careful with the rock.
Maloney with some nice series of ball fakes, but loses control. Here comes Kraus, 3-on-2, jump stop from 10 feet, back iron is kind.
Big basket there.
Max Kraus with a big field goal, extends the lead up to 5. Kraus with 16 on the game to lead the Tigers in scoring as they go back to the matchup zone.
And I like that from the Tigers. Matchup zone caused all kinds of problems. That's one way to counter the matchup zone, though, is knocking down some jump shots.
Neff Farrell is the answer to the equation as he hits his second 3 of the second half.
Yeah, but what I was saying is I do like the change to the matchup zone, just as a general change-up anyway. Give them a different look before you go back to your bread and butter to finish the game.
Sego's 3's off the back iron. Here comes the Warriors with a chance to tie or take the lead. Neff Farrell on the cut. They find him on the baseline. He'll look inside. Maloney has it. Nothing there. They'll back it out. Crane and their man-to-man offense now as Triton goes back to man-to-man. Collier tries to get over the screen and be called for their foul. That's team foul number 3. Piper Logistics. Piper Warehousing is a group of logistics professionals dedicated on working together to provide our clients with complete logistics in Indianapolis and Cincinnati. Roll with us. Call today at 317-396-1023. That's Piper Logistics. Covenant with the ball in the half-court set. Triton back now to the man-to-man. They look for Neff Farrell. He's had a hot second half himself. Finds Sam Ware for three. Sam Ware, what a time to have your first field goal off the bench. And it's a Covenant lead.
Man, and Neff Farrell created space inside. You weren't sure if he was going to go up for it, but he found his teammate open on the wing. Knocked down triple.
Can the Tigers answer? Seago drives in the corner. Collier's cut off. Can't get it to go, but finds the rebound. His goal. Taggart goal with the goal.
Right place, right time. Catches the deflection. Fights for the rebound. Nice finish.
Another lead change. It's Granberry to Farrell. How much longer can Coach Flatt leave Nathan Crane on the bench? Ware into Farrell. Farrell wanted a foul. He'll get it in the post. Inside pivot fadeaway. Tough shot. No good. Silas Blair with the carom, and he'll bring it across the timeline. Halfway through quarter number 4.
Here's where Triton Central is really going to look to run their stuff, get as good of a look as possible, being even more selective with their shot.
That's indeed what they are. Seago with the ball. He uses the screen. Over the quarter to Kraus. Kraus has doubled his season average. He's averaging 8-16 in the game. Blair shot fakes. You see the crowd enthusiastic about the discipline from the Tigers. They've seen this before. Blair drives, and he's going to get the whistle for the blocking foul on Sam Ware.
Yeah, and they started that possession with 4 minutes on the clock. About 43 seconds come off, and there wasn't really a whole lot of action, just a lot of passing around the top. That's by design. They're looking to kind of lull you to sleep, especially late with a lead. They're looking for layups and wide open jump shots.
Over 600 wins. He knows what he's doing.
He's been in this position a few times over the years.
Screen the screener out of bounds play. Seago with it. He'll take it to the top. They'll reset.
And even though it can appear like they're just passing the ball around the outside, you'll notice all the action off the ball. Lots of back cuts, screens, movement.
Yeah, if you're not cutting, you're screening, and if you're not screening or cutting, you're reversing the ball and getting ready to do one of those two things.
Yeah, this is exactly how I play in rec league. Yeah, lots of movement.
No one standing gasping
That's
for
right,
air.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I don't go directly to the corner and just stand and wait, no.
2.5 minutes now as Triton Central with the ball. If you look at the fouls, Covenant Christian only at 2 fouls. At some point, you got to think you're going to have to do something differently here on this possession. A tough shot by Kraus. No good, but Seago with a rebound. Blair for 3. Back iron, no. Nathan Crane gets the board. And here comes the Warriors.
And that was 1 minute and 40 seconds of Triton Central possession. I actually don't think Coach James will be super thrilled with that shot. I think he thinks they could have worked it around even more. But
And Mel Granberry, his first 2. And Covenant Christian regains the lead. Another lead change. There's the back cut. Kraus drives. He's cut off. Collier over to Seago. The Warrior crowd cheering on its defense. They have a 1-point lead with 90 seconds to go. Seago will reset. Get the horns action off that double ball screen. Good close out there by Sam Ware.
Yep, they want to get the ball in the hands of Seago. Just let him create a little bit. Their go-to scorer all season long. See if he can't create some magic here.
Oh, a slip screen, and he found Taggart Gow. Great bounce pass. Again, just some excellent discipline and a good pivot foot bounce pass by Seago. Triton Central goes on top 43-42 under a minute. Passion to Care is dedicated to helping you care for a loved one. Through Indiana State programs, we provide financial compensation. Contact us today at 833-420-6640. That is Passion to Care. Zach, 58.3 seconds. Covenant Christian ball down 1. What's your expectations here for both Covenant and Triton Central?
Yeah, if you're Covenant Christian, you're going to look to get the ball into the hands of Neff Farrell. If you can't get it to Farrell, you're going to look inside and get it to your big fella, Nathan Crane. They'll take any good look from anybody, but I look for those two to be kind of the catalyst on this next offensive possession. If you don't score, you know Triton Central is going to take the air out of the ball, so you got to be ready to foul, be up, pressuring. If you do score, then you're going to sit back and just play solid D if you're Covenant, but a lot will depend on how this next possession plays out.
If you're Covenant, do you go as soon as you get the first shot? Do you draw up a play, or do you wait until like under 30 seconds to get your action going?
I think they want to go quick here. I don't think they're going to force anything. If it happens to run down to 30 and they haven't shot, no big deal. But, if you can get something early, I always think it's better to have a lot of time on the back end in case you miss or in case you don't get what you want. So.
Well, and you still, if you miss your shot, right, you only have 2 team fouls. So to get that penalty and get the other team shooting free throws in the bonus, you still have to commit 3 more fouls. Hey, don't miss a game, fans. If you missed any action, catch the replay on our YouTube page. It's IndianaSRN. Archives are always on stream with IndianaSRN. You always have a front row seat. 43-42, Triton Central on top. Clark Chafin, Zach Irvin, Daniel Thacker on camera doing an excellent job giving you all these shots. Greg Smith running the production truck flawlessly tonight. And we thank you for tuning in. As the second time out here, Coach James, you see the living legend diagramming what he wants to do on defense. You got to think if it goes inside to Nathan Crane, he may see a double team, something that they've seldom showed tonight.
Yeah, no, I think you're exactly right. If they're able to get the ball inside to Crane, expect a double from Triton Central. Crane's going to need to be ready to look out, find an open shooter, and kick it out, or something that I would think Crane might also do is just move quick, try to beat the double, and go straight up, try to score it too.
All right, here we go. Laughlin across the timeline. It's man-to-man. Mark Crane drives over to Paxton Bacon. Looks like Covenant's just going to run their normal half-court set. Under 40 seconds. Laughlin picks up his dribble. Mark Crane to Bacon.
Strong defense from Triton Central.
A little give and go to Bacon. Gets the defender up and scores. Paxton Bacon.
Incredible poise inside. Shot fake. Lets the defender get in the air, and he finishes smooth on the left side.
15 seconds. Coach James is going to take a timeout here. Down 1. Ball on the side of the court. And it'll be Triton Central ball. Zach, you got to think it's getting in the hands of maybe Seago, your leading scorer. Max Krause with 16. Silas Belair has had a good second half with a couple of buckets. But you got to think they're going to be attacking, going downhill, and trying to get to the basket.
You're exactly right. I think the game plan here is get the ball in the hands of Eli Seago. You saw it on their last possession. They'll have the bigs come up, I think set some kind of ball screen action, and again, you want to get Krause either on the wing in the corner ready to receive if the help side drops down. But you know that Seago also has the ability to pull that mid-range jumper. He's just going to look to see what the defense gives him, but the one luxury they don't have is a lot of time. So they're going to make a decision here pretty quick. I expect them to go pretty much right out of the inbounds.
And we don't think Triton's out of timeouts as well, so you got to make something happen within this 14 and a half seconds. And you want everyone to crash the board. I think a rebound off this shot is just a huge play, which makes Nathan Crane such a valuable commodity here, as well as Neff Farrell, and he's at 6'3". So let's see what Coach James draws up here during this timeout, 44-43. Covenant on top, 14 and a half seconds.
You mentioned the foul situation, too. If Triton Central doesn't score here, expect them to be up, pressing hard, going for the ball, not worried about committing a hard foul, too.
Here we go. Seago with the ball to Blair. There's a quick foul by Midla. Got to think Coach Flatt, that was part of the game plan in that conversation in the huddle.
Yeah, really nice design there, letting about 5 seconds go off the clock before committing the foul. Wouldn't surprise me if they get one more in here at some point. Probably talk through the time frame they're looking for on the next foul. They may also just elect to play it out. We'll see.
Here goes Seago.
There's that ball screen.
Kraus drives. Open, wide open underneath is Gal for a bucket.
Oh, my goodness, what a find. I think they're discussing if there's any time left.
Let's take a look at the instant replay, Zach.
There's that ball screen action. He finds Kraus on the wing. Oh, my goodness. Penetrates, draws the defender.
And they're going to put .9 back on the clock. Gal with 8.6 in the first, all in this half. And how about that? Able to drive and kick. Kraus has been huge this entire game.
Yeah, and that's exactly the action they wanted. They got the ball screen and then kick it to the wing. You've got Kraus there who can normally knock down the jumper. He shoots, shot fakes, gets into the lane, draws the defender, finds his teammate wide open under the basket. Perfection at the end of a game.
And Zach, like you mentioned, attacking that middle of the defense where the help side had to collapse. Gal right there on the block and able to finish. And now with .9 seconds, if you foul, you can't make sure it's in the shooting motion.
You'd have a lot of guts if you told your team you wanted them to foul here. I think Coach James is going to say play it straight up. .9, it's enough to catch and shoot. Probably not enough time to take a dribble and shoot.
It'll be close. You may, if you take a dribble, you can't take more than one.
Right.
So another timeout taken here by Covenant Christian as Coach Flatt's trying to design something, maybe even a Valpo play that we've seen so many times. Hey, fans, unleash the power of passion at IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. Contact us at sales@IndianaSRN.org to discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that maximizes your brand and exposure. We are Central Indiana's sports leader. And what a great one we've had. Zach, they've been trading field goals back and forth on these odd and even numbers since it was Covenant Christian leading 40-39. So we've had 6 lead changes just in this last couple of minutes. And what exciting basketball it is.
Just a really well-played fourth quarter on both sides. I think what you'd expect to see here, teams prepare for this scenario. So you've got your best arm going to take the ball out of bounds, looking probably to make a football pass like your quarterback throw. And then Big Crane, I would expect to come up towards the top of the key, try to catch. He's either going to turn and fire a shot or look to get a pass to a shooter. There he is, top of the key. He's going to actually go down low.
And it's batted away and stolen by Seago, and that'll do it for this contest. What a fantastic game it has been, as we see from the beginning. And Triton Central comes away with a 45-44 victory. Woo! What a game.
What a game. And, both teams will take something away from this, but one team is going to feel really good about coming away with the victory, and that's Triton Central. Felt like the team that had the ball last to get a good look was going to win this game, and that's what happened with Triton Central getting that layup there with 1 second left.
Well, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to tonight's contest. Join us on Saturday for Defiance at Rose-Hulman on RHIT.TV, and also Saturday we have Chittard and Greenwood Christian Academy at 1:30, and IHSAA Sectional Championship for girls basketball at Chittard, tip-off at 7:30. For our producer, Greg Smith, and our cameraman, Daniel Thacker, and my partner, Zach Irvin, this is Clark Chafin. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.